I work at the Sheriff's Office. My name's Travis Shively. I'm a lieutenant over training, special operations, and policy, so I have a lot on my plate. But I've been there this is my 24th year total with the Sheriff's Office. Recently I know that the Sheriff was pushing for us to spend some more time and kind of get a partnership out here as he's driving for veterans and things like that, as far as the wellness program and resiliency and all of those things. So really, he's kind of the push that got me to come out here. So, fast forward to coming in for a meeting like, hey, how can we utilize Magical Meadows to help our officers? And that's really, the main stay for us as part of this project is, yes, having that community relations side of it with Magical Meadows and that partnership, but also how can we get our guys to benefit from some of the services that are out here. And so the training portion, obviously that's part of my job, but also one of those things that has been a hot topic over the past few years is officer wellness and resiliency, and how can we be better as a department to make sure that we're there for our officers, right? And the better our officers are, the more healthy they are, the better they're going to serve the community, and overall, hopefully, the community's going to be healthier for it. The world of first responders has changed a lot in the last, several years, but even longer than that, going 20 plus years here, it was taboo, right? We talk about these bad calls, the things that we feel, our emotions, and we're all big burly men, right? And those are things that we didn't talk about, that you kind of compartmentalized, and that comes with the job. We knew what we signed up for. It was the old, as my grandpa used to say, rub some dirt on it, right? And get moving. And that works until it doesn't. Right? And now we're in a different generation and a different society as far as culture goes, understanding that that's not necessarily the best way to handle things. We lose more officers and more veterans and more active duty servicemen on a regular basis to suicide, taking their own life, than we do in combat operations or just in everyday duty for first responders. In my line of work, nobody wants to go talk to the psychologist. Right? Nobody wants to go talk to the therapist because that's a sign of weakness. And if it's a sign of weakness, then do my guys on my shift trust me? Do my battle buddies trust me? All of those things that kind of come out, and then you're afraid you're going to be looked at like a liability, right? Because it's like, well, I'm not sure that he's got it all together. Well, none of us have it all together, right? I mean, that's the dirty little secret, if you will, that we're all broken, right? And figuring out a way to make the services fit the individual. And I think that's the hard part when it comes to this. But what I love about this is that I can just stop by. I can walk through the barn and I may see somebody on the way in, right? And they're like, hey, what do you need? What's going on? I'm like, hey, I just need to take some time. And you care if I walk through the barn? Go play with the horse? Nope, have at it. That's a nice way for me to kind of take a breather. But even on the flip side of that is if the shift wants to come out, if one of the ambulance crew, hey, they're on a break and they just had a tough call, they can come out, and everybody kind of knows it's like they're here for a reason. Do they need something? It's like, hey, you guys need anything? Nope, we're good. Okay. And we just kind of have that hands-off approach. So rather than being forced to sit down and talk to somebody that I don't know as a stranger, right, and then give them all of my problems, I can kind of come out here and just decompress. Right? And then if I have other guys on the shift, we come from a call, or maybe it's just for dinner, right? I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter, but we're not in the middle of the sheriff's department. We're not at a restaurant where there's people asking questions. We can kind of let our guard down a little bit and feel that safe place of, hey, I can breathe. And this is a great place to do that. Magical Meadows is just, again, being in the barn, walking through, you don't have to have a history with horses. You don't even have to like horses, right? Just being in the same vicinity. We had one of the trainings that we did out here. One of our guys who's never been on a horse before. He's like, "Hey, can I get on a horse?" We're like, "That's up to them." Yeah, absolutely. And he still talks about it to the day, And the pictures and the video and the comments that we made are even more fun in the after action portion of it. But it's a change, right? It's something different from the everyday pressures, stresses that first responders and then veterans, they have their own. This gives us a place to come out and just be safe, And a lot of times I think that's really what we don't realize we need that. We always talk the squad room's really safe. No, it's not. Because there's always sarcasm, there's always, all of these little things that go on. And sometimes we just need to not have that. As much as we like to, and again goes back to that taboo, as much as we like to think we're big, bad, barrel-chested Americans, right, that are patriotic and doing God's work, we are. But we're also broken all the way down, right? And coming to a place where you can find something that fills those gaps, even if it's just for a minute, is a huge benefit that I see coming out of this program and this partnership. It gives us that option to bring people here and kind of have those hard conversations, those emotional conversations. But on the flip side, for the first responders in general, for the veterans in the community, for the active duty guys in the community, to have a space that is theirs and what the future can hold for that. I mean, just whether it's shift outings to come out and hang out with horses, whether it's part of the equine education, I can't remember exactly what you call it, but bringing those guys out that have never been around that, and team building. I mean, just the team building and away from the pressures at work, away from the pressures at home. And it doesn't matter whether you're law enforcement, whether you're fire, whether you're medic, veteran, veteran or active duty. I mean, there's something for everyone that has dedicated their life to the service of the community, and this is one great way to have a resource that the community can help pile into. But we can come out and have some fun, right? And we get to know the clients that are out here. We get to spend time with them. And what better way for us to make the connection on how we should be interacting in those situations than from the people themselves that we're going to be interacting with. And just, again, the excitement of what the future holds, what we're already utilizing out here, what we can see being utilized, hopefully that those that have donated for the project, those that are on the fence, that are thinking about it, or those that down the line change their mind or hear about the project for the first time. I think that the huge thing would be the gratitude portion from those of us on the first responder. I would say for those veterans and whatnot, active duty, that have yet to hear about it, but hopefully will, right? This is something that's new. It's something that's original, and it's exciting that the community can get behind it and be a part of it. It's neat to see, a lot of times when it comes to first responders, specifically in law enforcement, we're not always painted in the best picture, right? In the media and just in general, because we're not good about waiting for all the details to come out. But to see the amount of energy that you have put into it, that Tammy has put into it, that the community has put into it, it's really neat to see that kind of backing, that kind of response for the first responder community, for the veterans, for all of those who have put into, through their life, have put in time for their community, right? In some form or fashion, whatever that service looks like. And it's not there yet. We're still working to get that direction, but again, the possibilities and to be able to be a part of that is huge. And we couldn't be more thankful for those that have been a part in whatever form, right? And then those that may come in the future. Thank you. This is the best we can say is thank you for this potential that we have to find the right facilities, the right service for a niche of people that don't always get appreciated to some extent, but don't always have those resources that are available, but that's not necessarily their out, right? We're looking for something that is going to be a fit for everyone. And I think this does it. I really do. I think this project is something that everybody, whether you're a farm boy, whether you're a city boy, whatever else, right? You can come hang out on the farm. It's nice, it's relaxing, and it gives us a chance to be ourselves in a safe place.